Hi, cool that you clicked. I'm sorry that I'm sounding a little bit tired right now, but these days I'm quite busy. I have a lot of things going in my life right now, so every minute I can spare to work on the game I'm using, even if it means that I have to work till late in the night. The last update video I made was basically more about the patrolling of the enemies in their different alarm state. They also had already a fully working combat system, but they were too stupid in my opinion. The map points have been updated with a boolean called occupied, which tells if the point is used by another enemy, so enemies would not group up on just one point. Instead, they would search for the next best one. The cover points have an additional line of sight function, which checks if the player would be able to see the enemy from that position. If not, and the point is not occupied, it's a valid cover. That makes the combat actually quite fun because the enemy is not just standing there stupidly or just walking towards the player waiting to be shot away. The best thing about it is that even I sometimes get surprised by the enemy even though I wrote the algorithm. To make the movement for the enemies more believable, I deactivated the update rotation function in the nav agent and calculate all the directions by myself, so I can manually tell the animator which direction the enemy is going. As you probably already have seen here in the gameplay preview, the enemies have been changed a lot because I changed the meshes by reducing most of the triangle faces, so almost everything is now fully made out of squares, which helps a lot doing UV editing. It's not much better, but it's definitely an improvement. And also I could work much better with weight painting. It also became much easier to put new textures on the model and replace it with other ones. So even though it's the same mesh, the characters will look very different based on the detail. Working on the AI and the new meshes was really time consuming and it gave me a lot of pressure, but now it seems to work kind of okay, so I can continue with doing the things that I'm actually a fan of, which is more gore. I went through my Steam library and I found Dead Space and Fallout New Vegas, which are really awesome games. Also, I installed Soldier of Fortune 2 with a couple of mods again to get some inspiration. And I found a way in Blender to create a mesh that looks like it has been ripped apart, but can be set together as if it was a puzzle. Especially the head damage I'm really proud of because it really grossed me out. So basically I have one seamless model and one which is completely destroyed and divided into small pieces. However, when you divide something by selection in Blender, it's gonna have some weird seams on the side and they're visible once the light hits. So during gameplay, I have to switch the mesh and the material at runtime. And that's it again. Bye.
Ah! Ah!